Just to go over some of the word problems really quickly. So for example, number 3 right here, it says 3 billiard balls are laying as shown. No, so it's not just me, it's white balls do not show up on white paper. Okay, so the third one is somewhere right here. Okay, so the diagram that I drew looks something like this: the white ball, the red ball, and the blue and the black ball. Okay, so when you label the put them in a triangle and label them length, you'll see that you are given these two lengths and this angle. So sine law, because you're given this pair. When you set up the B pair with the R pair, cross multiply and divide, you would get 61.5 degrees. I know that some of you probably rounded to 62 degrees. I just think with 61.5 to round it to 62, you're going to get rounding errors in your answers. So that's why I kept it at 61.5. On the test, I'll specify what you guys should round to, but just remember, rule of thumb is don't round until your final answer. Okay. So if B is 61.5, then I can find out angle W using the simplest method, which is the 180 minus that. The other two angles, and you get that this angle is 36.5. So for the sake of the review, I'm given two sides and the angle in between, the contained angle, so I can use cosine law to find the length of W. And once I find that, I found everything. Don't forget to write down this summary box with all three angles and all three lengths. Okay, so that was number 4. Number 7, another word problem. Okay, so it's a Lucy space shuttle. Okay, looks very fancy, looks very nice, but all you really need is this triangle. Okay, so if it looks too fancy for you, then just redraw that triangle, cover up the things, and you just get a simple triangle like this. Given two sides and the contained angle, you know you're doing cosine law. By now, you need to know how to build your formula for cosine law. So if I'm looking for length L, I start with L, end with L. And then it's the square, like Pythagorean theorem, take away 2 times ms cosine. Okay? Subbing the values in, after you sub everything in, you should only have one unknown by this step. And when you put in all the numbers in the calculator, you square root it, you get 32.6. Again, keep at least one decimal place. Don't round to the whole because you'll get rounding errors after. So this one, I kept it at 32.6. So then I can do sine law because now I'm given this pair. I can do this pair to find out what angle S is. When I do that, for sine law, cross multiply and divide, I get 54 degrees. So then the third angle, do the simple method, 180 minus 54 minus 49, you get 77 degrees. Summary chart, okay, 3 angles with the degree symbol, 3 side length with my unit, kilometers, meters, centimeters, so forth, okay. This, I think, is really important. It makes sure you didn't miss angle M, you didn't miss finding one of the angles, you didn't miss a unit. Okay, so I think this is just a good verification method. Okay, number 6B. Some people were saying, 6B. The answer in the textbook is wrong. So 6B, if you're given all 3 sides, so you can do cosine law, you'll find out it's 15.74. And then if you do, it doesn't matter if you find angle E first or angle Q first. It should give you the same answer. So I showed it right here, 2 different ways. Doing sine law, I found angle Q first, I got 60 degrees. So when I subtracted from 180, I got 43. In the red right here, I solved for angle E first, and I got 43 degrees. So when I subtract the 43 and the 77 from 180, I'll get Q is 60. So it doesn't matter which one you use. So for example, tomorrow, if you have a lot of time left and you want to check your answer, you can do that to check. Okay. Again, tomorrow, it is a late start. Okay, it's a late start, so don't come to school at 9 o'clock. Okay, don't say I didn't warn you. If you do come, then good for you. You can study outside in the hallway for an hour. Okay. Once I finish the meeting in the library, I will come up early so that you guys can get a head start. Okay. But if they like going overtime or at least like up to the bell, then I can't I can't do anything. But at least the test itself, it's aimed for within the hour. So you should be able to finish within the hour. It's not long. It's just, I think 2 pages double side. No, wait, there's multiple choice. So there's multiple choice. So it's 3 pages double side. But one of the double side page are multiple choice questions. Okay. Alright, so that was number 6B. The answer in the back of the book was wrong. And so these are the correct answer. Okay. Oh yeah, and so if you have time, you can solve for both to see if you get the same answer. For number 12 right here. Okay. The diagram looks something like this. Okay, it's a little hard to see because it's black and white. You guys saw a similar question in the last chapter. What made this question easy in the last chapter? What type of triangles were you given in the last chapter? Yeah, right angle triangles. So you were given both of these as right angle triangles. In this chapter, now that we know sine law, cosine law, you need to know that when I name it like this, which angle I'm referring to. So triangle BDC refers to BDC like this. I'm referring to this angle D. And you can see, I see that little square, so it is 90 degrees. Okay, but this one right here, what about angle BDA? Notice both of them is angle D. But this one, BDA, I'm looking at this angle on the ground. Is this a 90-degree angle? No. So it's not 90 degree, and don't assume it's 90 degree. What it means is you'll probably have to do sine law, cosine law to figure out what that angle is. Okay? So otherwise it's just too easy. It will be like last chapter where you do SOHCAHTOA. Okay, so make sure on the test tomorrow you will be given like letters like this, and you need to know which angle I'm referring to. Okay. Number 10. I want to take actually before I take a number 10, I want to just go over this. Let's see. Okay, let's say this right here. All right, 5 meter, 8 meter, and 10 meters. Okay, something like that. Okay. Given this, okay, remember you have the 3 choices. Actually, let me write 4 choices. Ambiguous. Okay, so these are the 4 topics you need to know for tomorrow. So SOHCAHTOA, sine law, cosine law, ambiguous. So let's say, for example, you're given this triangle right here. Can I use SOHCAHTOA? Why not? Hazel? Yeah, it's not right angle. So this only if it's a right angle triangle that you can use SOHCAHTOA. What about sine law? Can I use sine law here? Aryan?
No, there's no pairs.
Right, you need a pair. A pair meaning the angle and the opposite side length. All right, can I use cosine law? Yeah, all 3 sides. What's the other condition that I can use cosine law? Elizabeth?
2 sides and an angle between them.
Right, 2 sides and the contained angle. The contain angle. So again, on the test, if you write just in an angle, I'm going to mark it wrong. It has to have the word contained or in between. Okay. Is this an ambiguous case? Yeah. Yeah, I can't really tell because you can tell what the altitude is, but be even before that.
The
Angle. Yeah, right. So you need this maybe, all right, but it depends. So that means you have to find the angle first. All right, you find the angle. All right, what were the condition? What does that angle have to be? Yep. Acute angle. Yep. So first condition is that it has to be an acute angle. Second condition, you have to be given ASA, so like this, and third side. So angle SSA, sorry, SSA, sides, you have to be given side, and an angle. Okay. What else? Yep. Yeah, A is smaller than B. And let's say it satisfied all those. How do I find the height? Yep. B sine A. Okay. Easiest way. I'm going to tell you. Okay, so yeah, you have to go through all that to figure out if it's an ambiguous case. I'm going to tell you a trick. Easiest way. Very easiest way to find out if the question is an ambiguous case. Take a look to see what it's out of on the test. Okay, if the question is only out of 2 or 3, you know it's not an ambiguous case. If the question is out of 10, 15 like that, then you know it's probably an ambiguous case. All right, so that's the easiest way to find out. No math involved. Okay. Okay, and yeah. So I want to just take up number 10. Number 10 is a good question. Okay, so number 10 right here. While flying, a helicopter pilot spots a water tower that is 4.8 kilometers away to the north. Okay. And at the same time, sees that a monument that is 5.6 kilometers to the south. So right here. The tower and the monument are separated by the distance of 7 kilometers along the flat ground. So this is 7 right here. You're given the 3 length. Find the angle at which the pilot is viewing the water tower and the monument to the nearest degree. So in this case, I want to find I want to find my angle of elevation and my angle of depression. I want to find each of those 2 angles. Okay, so I don't want just that angle together. I want 2 separate. Okay, so that's what makes this question tricky. Okay, I am given all 3 sides, so your first instinct may be, okay, I should do cosine law to find this angle. But based on the cosine law that we know, it only gives us the total angle, the whole thing. So it doesn't break it up for us, and this is not straight down the middle. It's not 3.5. So what's an idea? What ideas do you guys have? Since you guys said you did this question. All right. I saw the 10 hands that were up. You guys said you did this question. Right. I want to find the angle of elevation here, and I want to find the angle of depression here. I don't want the total angle. Yep. Sine law to find Well, right now I'm only given all three sides, so I can't use sine law. I thought you guys said you did it.
First use cosine law to find the angle like where the outlier is, and then use that to use cosine law.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that, but that would require cosine law and then sine law and then SOHCAHTOA and then SOHCAHTOA again. So it's multi-step. I would think that method will take 5 steps. I have an easier method that would just take 2 steps. Yep.
Angle of elevation from the monument and angle of depression from the water tower.
Yeah, but if I just do that cosine law, I find the combined angle. I don't want the combined.
Like from the water tower. You draw a line parallel to the
Where do I draw a parallel line?
from the water tower sitting out, and then find the angle of.
Oh. But I can't find the angle of depression here because I don't know how long this is. It's not 3.5. That's not 3.5. So, first instinct, people will find this angle. All right. For me, I'm going to find this angle instead.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
That's a 90-degree line, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Because it's angle of elevation and depression is from your horizontal line. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So I'm actually going to find the angle at the water tower. All right. So, and then.
Can't you just find the angle of the water tower with one minute and then 1/8? Is that what
Yeah. That's what I
no,
would.
but that's so...
No, but then people would find this combined angle. And then.
No, I get it. Right? So you're trying to find the water tower one and subtract the water tower one and the 90 degrees from one.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
you didn't specify that was like, okay, maybe it's just me.
No, I said it. I said that's why I did the 2 different colors.
Draw the right angle. It wasn't drawn there, so I didn't know.
Oh, well, it's because you're looking for the horizon.
Okay.
Remember?
Yeah, if it's a 90-degree angle.
Yeah. Okay, so let's say I want to find the angle at the water tower. So that's W, start with W, end with W. So W square equal helicopter square plus monument square minus 2HM cosine W. Alright, so water tower 5.6 square. Helicopter 7. Monument 4.8. Take away 2 times 7 times 4.8 cosine, and the water tower angle is W. Okay. Remember this math. So I'll write out all the steps. You don't have to. I think by now you should be comfortable enough to do all the steps, but I'll just write it out. I'll write out all the steps. 4.8 times 4.8 for the sake of the review. Okay, so 23.04 minus 2 times 7 times 4.8, 67.2 cosine W. All right, so you're trying to isolate the W, but this right here, this is multiplication. Okay, so I need to move this over by subtracting, move this over by subtracting. All right, so 31.36, take away 49, take away 23.04, you get negative 40.68. All right, equal negative 60.72 cosine W. Oops, 67.2. 67.2 cosine W. Okay, and then now to move this over, I divide. That's why I was saying when we did cosine law, you subtract this, subtract it, and divide this. So that divided by negative 67.2, you get 0.60536 equals cosine W. Whenever I look for an angle, what button do I need to press on my calculator? Sorry? What button do I need to press if I want to find an angle? Yeah. Yeah, the second function. Okay, always, always, always. Second or shift. So that cosine and then the decimal. Whoops. Did I make a mistake? 0.60536. Oh, what's wrong? Who knows what's wrong? Yeah. Dun dun dun. All right. Wait, I'm trying to focus it so that you guys can see. It's not focusing. Okay, so yeah, it's in radian mode. I'm in the wrong mode. Okay, so I need to make sure at the beginning of the test, I need to make sure that I'm in degree mode because otherwise I'm gonna get a really weird answer. So luckily, it was weird so that I recognize my mistake. Sometimes it will give you an answer that you don't realize is weird. So make sure. Alright. Cosine inverse 0.60536. And there we go. That's more like it. So W equals 53 degrees. Okay. But I didn't need to know what the angle of the water tower is. Why did I find this angle? Why did I find that this is 53? Yep. Yeah, to get this. So the angle of elevation from the helicopter to the water tower is 180 minus 53 minus 90, because this angle right here is 90. So it's, oops, I could just do 90, subtract 53, 37 degrees. Okay. And then for my second step, I would just do exactly the same thing, find the angle of the monument, and then subtract it from that to get the angle of depression as well. Okay. Another way, instead of just doing it doesn't matter if this is a 90 degree or not. Remember, if you extend this out, okay, this angle right here is the same as this angle right here. So if I know this is 53, you could do 90 minus 53, which is 37. Yeah, and then it would be this. Okay, so that's why I wanted to go over this one because it was tricky. Normally, people's first instinct would be, okay, I need to find this angle. But then you don't know how to break it up. Okay, so there you go. So instead, what you should do is actually find the other two angles and then that. There are different ways that you could do this question. I know that some of you guys found the height of this and then did SOHCAHTOA. That's fine as well. It would just be multi-step. You'll have to do SOHCAHTOA like 3 different times before you can get to the answer. Okay. But nonetheless, you got to the answer. Okay, number 12 right here. Yeah, is that the one that I talked about? Yeah, it is. Yeah, so don't assume this is 90 degrees. What is this angle? Okay, looking at the diagram, what is this angle? Yep. 75, because I gave you the 54, I gave you the 51. That means this angle right here is 75. Okay. Okay, so let me do one ambiguous case, and then I'll give you guys time to try the rest of this stuff. Okay. Okay, let's say Max and Kelly. Max and Kelly are looking at a bird. Looking at a bird on a tree. On a tree. I'll make it a little. Should I know? No, I don't want to make it easier. Max and Kelly are looking at a bird on a tree. Kelly's angle of elevation is 40 degrees. Okay. Let me see how I want to word it. I want to make sure I word it properly so that I don't confuse anyone. Okay. The distance, somehow you know, the distance between Kelly and the bird is 8 meters, and the distance between Max and the bird is 6 meters. Okay. How far apart are they? How far apart are they? Is Kelly and Max. While they bird watch. Alright. So you have to do this question because it's you. It's your question. Okay. I think it makes sense. Okay. So can you guys try solving this one? Okay. So everyone try this. Take 5 minutes, try this question.